Hello everybody, Bubbles Zest here, and this is Hearts of Iron 4. In today's video, we're going to be playing as the Soviet Union, and we are going to be enforcing the new economic policy onto our arch rival. That's right, the United States. So, let's get started. We're going to do the path of Marxism-Leninism, go up to speed 5, and begin. Now, normally at this point we'd be choosing our path, but instead we're going to be making a detour, starting off by addressing internal affairs. Next up is NKVD primacy, which I believe is the Soviets' strongest national spirit, solely because it has subversive activities cost minus 50%. What this means in practical terms is, war goals are 50% faster. That's really nice. Just going to hold focus for a few more days. There we go. We can now justify on Poland, and it will only take 120 days. Nice. It will finish in August. Normally, when we do this justification, it finishes in October, so this is much faster. Anyway, let's continue the detour by doing the mode plan. Oh, and also get the army into position, because you know, kinda have to. Of course, next up is cohesion first. There's literally no reason not to do this focus in my opinion. Finally, our detour is over. We can finally do the right opposition. Look, this is an NEP run, you know. Well, Spanish Civil War time. Today we're not going to help them, we don't really have the time. Now, at this point onwards, I'm going to be working on doing the coup. However, since I've done a video on the coup recently, I see no need to go over it again. So if you want more details on it and my opinions on it, go and watch that video instead. Sorry Poland, but has to be done. Let's go. Obviously going to do things like encirclements, keep pushing, all of that stuff, standard Poland invasion at this point. But something else we're going to do is to begin justifying on Germany. 110 days? Good. Come on, no pins, no nothing. There we go. Obviously, just going to take everything. Now it's time for a reorganisation. We have this army right here which has the Barrier Boys. Normally we don't use them, but today is not a normal day. So let's give Markin Popov and his army over to this army group, and assign these 42 to East Prussia. There we go. The remaining 96 will be on the normal border. There we go. Germany doesn't have too many units, sure, but they have enough. We have to play this sensibly. And hey, the Barrier Boys actually get a use for once in their lives. Thanks to having Flexorg and Vasily Blucher as our Chief of Staff, we currently have division speed plus 15%. Alright Germany, having main character syndrome won't save you this time. Let's do this. Breaking out will probably be the hardest part of this, as you can see, a lot of red, but once we get going, we will get going. And of course, we're going to do the standard encirclements and all of that stuff. You know the drill. Alright, let's push for an encirclement on Kolstin. And nice little breakout there, but the encirclement is ours. Alright, keep moving. Germany has not many units, so if we just keep moving, we'll be okay. But something else I'm going to do is going to be interesting. I am going to encircle the Sudetenland like this. This will extend our line, which is useful. The more we extend our line, the more Germany has to cover. Simple stuff. But it works, it makes our lives a hell of a lot easier. And speaking of making our lives a hell of a lot easier, I'm also going to send some cavalry to do it, because, you know, horse runs fast. Wonder if we can make a little encirclement here. Come on. Yeah, I thought that was a tiny bit optimistic on my end, but hey, good to try. Oh, this could get interesting. Come on, come on. And yes, we did get an encirclement. Did lose Shettin though. Kind of annoying. But whatever, we can just keep moving. Our breakout is assured now. Look at this. We're all over the place. Oh, Germany wants to pin. Well, you know what we say to pins. We just say no. Screw pins. We can just ignore them. We're going to Berlin whether you like it or not. What on earth? I basically managed to cut Germany in two. I mean, that was kind of the plan, but I didn't expect it to be that successful. Whatever, you don't argue with results. Oh, Germany wants to pin, but they never learn. We just ignore pins, and Berlin is ours. Still got work to do, though. Good, East Prussia has been cleaned up, so that means Popov can get back to work. Go on. The Beria boys' 1 day in the limelight is over. Almost there. Just a tiny bit more to go. Even have Germany's cipher. Why not? There we go. Of course, going to Puppet. Rights. Reps. Navy. Made up. Okay, time for the next stage of the plan. A justification on Italy. 65 days? Okay. So, how are we going to invade Italy? We could naval invade them, but that's rather slow. There's a much better way. And that's paratroopers. Yep, instead of going through the Alps, we are going to go over the Alps. So let's plan our paradrops now. Of course though, we still want to control ports, so we will go for some. But the other thing we're going to do is to cut Italy in two. As we know, cutting the AI up confuses it, so we better do it. I think for each paradrop it's going to be 2 in each. I managed to afford 29 paratroopers by getting rid of the Mountaineers. Trust me, it was painful losing the Mountaineers, but we need the paratroopers. And in case any of you are curious, here's the template. 2 width, rubbish, but it will do the job. Also, I have placed 72 divisions right here in Crimea, so once we've taken the ports, we can move them in. And yes, 72. I don't expect to need any more, but of course I can always assign them if I do. Currently have the entire air force right here in Germany. The only thing we need to do is distract Italy's air force long enough for our paradrops to go. Nothing else. And yes, paratroopers are inconsistent, but what can you do? This is HOI4 as it is right now. Okay, Mussolini, are you ready? I know you aren't, but let's do it anyway. No surprise, didn't leave, but what? Oh! Didn't leave and then left anyway. That's paratroopers for you. Already in Rome. And do we have a port? Yes, we do. We actually have a few. We have Anzio and this port right here. Just need to link up. Perfect. We can now send in the army. Popov, you take the south. The remaining 48 can take the north. Right, let's do this. Italy apparently has not many divisions, so this should be really easy. Of course, got to help our paratroopers as they land, but that's easy enough. If there's opportunity for them to move, we will take it. Even managed to encircle Naples like this. Nice. Well, that cavalry just left Naples empty for no reason. Neat. Well, it looks like Rome needs a bit of help, so let's send a bit of Popov's boys to help. Can't hurt. Can't hurt. But finally, our divisions have actually arrived, and Italy is doomed. Already managed to take a crap load of victory points with the paratroopers. And Mussolini is already deposed. Yeah, I don't think he's done a good job of defending Italy, do you? So many VPs, so little time. And Italian Civil War, over. Nice and easy. Of course, going to give the Kingdom of the South all that they want. Ethiopia can have whatever, really. But now comes probably the big question. Why did I invade Italy? And it's quite simple. I wanted the Italian Navy. The German Navy isn't enough to invade Britain, but with this, we should be okay. Soviet Italy. Seems right, doesn't it? Okay, time for the next step of the plan. A justification on France. 60 days, because world tension is at 100%. Right, paratroopers, back to Munich with you. Actually, yeah, Württemberg would give us a tiny bit more range, so right there instead. Pop off to Wilhelmshaven. In fact, all 72 divisions to Wilhelmshaven. There we go. Navy, gather up. There we go. We now have around 200 ships, which is pretty nice. But they are also going to go to Wilhelmshaven. Okay, here is the plan. France is currently guaranteed by the UK, which is exactly what we want. So, the paratroopers will deal with them. Once France is down, we'll use Markin Popov to invade the UK. Simple, should be easy enough. But here's the thing, we are not going to invade the UK until France falls. The reason is quite simple. I want France out of the way so they can't put units in the UK. We could probably get the supremacy on the UK before we take out France, but it's just easier this way in my opinion. Oh great, France joined the Allies. Probably because tension's too high, but whatever, we'll take them all the same. Going to place the Air Force on distraction in southern France. Okay, justification is ready. Let's go. Sorry, France, but this allows us to do desperate measures. We could have done this sooner, but didn't see the need. Alright, let's see how much paratroop nonsense we get. First few have left, that's good, that's good. Come on, just a few more. Come on. Last stand, do not fall. Just need a few more to go in. Come on, will that do it? Almost. And that should do it. Nice. Phew, I've had enough paratrooper shenanigans in the past to know that this could happen. But luckily today, no problems. Let's begin the naval invasion. Okay, don't have enough supremacy in the North Sea, but that's okay. Air Force, go and give us some. There you go, naval strike. Should get that supremacy soon. Turns out the airbase we're using is actually rather small. So yeah, upgrading time. So annoyingly, looks like we're... Oh no, finally! Supremacy is ours. I was genuinely concerned that I wouldn't get it. Oh, we're going to get Newcastle for free. That's rare. But hey, that makes my life a hell of a lot easier. Right, let's send in everyone, shall we? You know the drill for invading the UK. Spread out, encircle, destroy, push on London, etc, etc, etc. How about no? Just no. No, you don't get that right. Good, we have the UK cipher. I mean, we've already landed, but it'll just make our lives, again, easier. Which is convenient, in every sense of the word. And as the second trial completes, let's eliminate Stalin. Hopefully we get lucky with the coup. I'd hate to restart at this point. Come on, not far to go. Come on, into Dover. We don't even know what happened to Stalin, because the UK capitulated first. Alright, let's annex Ethiopia and puppet the rest. And that was Stalin's last move. He literally planned the peace conference and he died the next day. Well, hey, at least Beria doesn't get the credit, you know? Gotta take the positives. Right, let's just relax for a second. We've been in a constant state of conflict for some time, and I think now, let's take a breather for a little bit. But hey, that actually went rather well. The paratroopers did their jobs for once in their lives. Seriously, why are paratroopers the way that they are? If paratroopers were consistent, I'd use them a lot more. Ironic now that we have such a big fleet when, to be honest, we don't really need a fleet at this point. Finally, coup d'etat. Beria's only significant move in this game will be war economy. Just at the end, we get conspiracy among civil servants, because of course we did. Damn, couldn't save Republican Spain in time. If I got a justification on them, maybe I could have, but too late. Well, whatever. Like, Tomsky's a good advisor, but he's not a leader. If it was Rykov, then I would be upset. Speaking of Rykov, he is back in town. Nice. Okay, that was a good coup. Now let's do enemies of the state. Mostly for the extra output. Well, that suddenly changes my plans. The original plan was to build up a second army, but expeditionaries from my puppets basically gave me a second army. I expected 1938 to be peaceful, but now I have a different idea. Great, let's now rehabilitate this military. It's also now time to justify on Uruguay. 60 days, fine. We are finally going after the US. The second army will be on this side and head down to California. The first army will be on this side and mostly take the, well, eastern seaboard, obviously. Not every unit is in position yet, so just need to wait a few more days. That's okay. The US has no more than 66 divisions. This is going to be easy. Focus for the moment doesn't really matter, so let's expand the agitprop. Sorry Paraguay, I don't have anything against you, but has to be done. Also need to call in Canada. And here's the dawn of the North American Union. This is actually why I justified on Uruguay. Because Uruguay is democratic, they will form a faction with the US, which means we can take Paraguay for free. You could also do this with countries like Honduras, any democratic country in the Americas really. I know Detroit isn't that fashionable, but come on, it's open, take it! Literally, the US didn't even defend it. Oh, and the cipher, thank you very much. It's now time for the long march to Los Angeles. I think anyone who's invaded the US has had to do this. It's annoying, but whatever. Los Angeles is a big victory point, so has to be done. Oh dear. Washington is undefended, and the 10th Division is going to take it. How embarrassing. Undisturbed isolation? Oh dear. Let's activate the motherland calls. Don't do that too often. Come on, let's just get to LA already. I'm bored. Close enough. Okay, annex Uruguay, Philippines, puppet the US. Obviously, war reps, right. And take a tiny bit of the US Navy, we can take the rest later. Oh, and it turns out Paraguay also had one. How cute. And here we are, the North American Socialist Republic. Our main goal is almost done, but there's still more to do. We can finally make our way towards the new economic policy. However, there is something else we can actually do. Because we've been at war with so many majors, restoration and development has completed, which allows us to do the 4-year plan. We haven't completed curtailment of collective farms yet, so it's all good in HOI4 terms. Most importantly though, we can do this. We can found the ComCon. Look at that. Extra civs and mills to overlord plus 50%. Damn. You're not meant to get this with the right opposition. But today we are going to combine ComCon and the NEP. Which is pretty nice. I don't know if anyone's done that. I think it's time we avenge Republican Spain. Sorry, not sorry, Franco. He had so few units and lost a load of cores. No contest. Let's just go for the VPs more than the units. Come on, can we make it in time? I hope so. Why is it always La Coruña? Well, that's unfortunate. We're not going to be able to capitulate them in time now. Or maybe not. Come on. Come on. We can do this. Yes. Just in time. Of course. Puppet. Right. Reps. Fleet. Thank you. Literally just in time. So, we currently have 403 factories. Let's see how many we get when this focus completes. 639. Pretty good. I did expect a little more, but what can you do? Finally though, let's work on the NEP, starting off by curtailing the collective farms. It's a good thing we managed to capitulate National Spain before we did ComCon, because I don't know if they would have the national spirit. That's the farms, which finally allows us to do the NEP. Nice. At last, we can finally do it. Planned economy, which will add the new economic policy to all of our puppets. This is how we are going to enforce it on the USA. I actually kind of like this focus for allowing you to do that. It's just a nice detail that not too many other focuses have. Then again, there aren't that many unique economy laws, so, you know, swings and roundabouts, I suppose. Imagine if the US could enforce undisturbed isolation on all other countries. That would be nuts. Our mission is finally complete. We have replaced capitalism in the US with the new economic policy. What does this mean in HOI4 terms? Not much. I just think it looks cool. At this point, I don't think it even needs to be said, but no one can stop us. I mean, just look at the Comintern. Almost every major is in it, except China and Japan. But if I wanted to go after them, it's not even a question. Yes, I can take them. I mean, just look at my navy. 741 ships. Invading Japan is not a problem. But, you know, I like this. This was a very good Soviet game. It's probably the most aggressive Soviet opening I've ever done. But sometimes an aggressive opening is fun. We also got to do some unique things. We did the coup, we combined the CommonCon and the NEP. You're not really meant to do that. We managed to avenge Republican Spain, somewhat. And we had a good time with paratroopers. I will concede that I did have some problems that I don't think I will show you, but whatever, you know, sometimes you just have problems, but in the end, we did what we wanted to do. So, until next time everybody, I thank you for watching, I do hope you've enjoyed it, and until we meet again, from me, Bubbles Zest. Goodbye.